Okay, I guess that means we can start. Welcome to the July 31st, 2025 meeting of the Eastham Board of Health. This meeting will be video recorded and broadcast over Local Access Channel 8 and through the town website at www.eastham-ma.gov. That is that. Remember, first thing on our agenda is opening statements, but Susan is not here. Should we wait for her to come back?
Yes, I know that we have a presentation from our intern in the health department, Cora, so perhaps we could start with the presentation and then get into some opening statements from Susan afterwards.
Okay. Cora, do you want to, and please introduce yourself, especially for the folks on Zoom.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for taking the time to have me here. My name is Cora Palomar. I am an intern with the Department of Public Health this summer, and I was placed here in Eastham to work on a climate action plan oriented towards public health needs for the town. So I was offered the opportunity to give a short presentation here about the work that I've been doing and some opportunities for this work to be expanded by the Board of Health, the municipality, the Department of Public Health, and some other stakeholders. So I did have a presentation prepared. It did not make it on the slides, which is okay. So I'll give this orally, and then potentially I can share my presentation with you all afterwards. So a little bit more about me. I am a resident of Sandwich, Massachusetts. I've lived there most of my life. I am a rising senior at Georgetown University in Washington, D.C., though, so now it's my home base. And I have most of my experience in environmental health and environmental science, and a bit of sustainability and public health management. So this summer, I have been working with Hillary Greenberg-Lermos on a One Health climate action plan for the town of Eastham. So that really draws a lot of connections between the climate action plan that Eastham has and some of the more public health needs that will probably be exacerbated in the coming years by the climate crisis. So what this plan did was identify 16 primary environmental concerns and propose strategic interventions to target a lot of those environmental vulnerabilities from the perspective of public health. The plan focuses on community-based solutions and cross-sector collaboration between a lot of different organizations and partners in the community, and I think there's a lot of opportunity for growth. So just a little bit of background on the One Health approach. I'm not sure if the room is familiar. I definitely was not familiar until recently. The One Health approach is a theory in public health and in a lot of environmental spaces that basically just says that humans, animals, and the environment are all connected, and that their health and well-being relies on the health and well-being of the others. And I think here in Eastham, it's a really critical approach for our climate resiliency because there's so much, wildlife interface. People live so close to all these really natural spaces. There's also a ton of diverse ecosystems here. I think it's fantastic and so special to the town. And then we have dramatic fluctuations in population, as we're all experiencing now, and different people come with different needs and live in different spaces and inhabit different, opportunities, resources, and abilities for adaptation. So there's many risks that Eastham faces for environmental health vulnerabilities. I'm confident that we're all very familiar with many of them: the rural geography, high flood risk, extreme weather, warming temperatures, new and re-emerging vector-borne diseases, and a few vulnerable populations that I think require a little bit of additional consideration. So Eastham is home to environmental justice populations, and interestingly, they're concentrated almost entirely in FEMA flood zones. Also, 50.5% of Eastham residents are over the age of 65. 13% of residents identify as disabled. Eastham does have the lowest median income on Cape Cod, and language isolation and homelessness are some issues that create complications. And so what I did this summer was broken down into really 3 steps. I looked at a lot of existing data analysis. There's some fantastic organizations nearby that do this wonderful work. The Cape Cod Commission, Association to Preserve Cape Cod, Eastham's Department of Health and Environment, the CDC, all of these organizations. And then I conducted 6 stakeholder interviews with people across Eastham and across Cape Cod that had a really deep perspective on issues relating to health, conservation, development, and a number of other sectors. And then we worked on issue prioritization for a report. And so ultimately, that led to 3 main categories of environmental hazards in Eastham, looking at hydrological hazards, physical hazards, and biological hazards. And under those categories, there's 16 subhazards that have a lot of public health repercussions. And so those are all listed in the slide presentation, and I will share those, and those will be made available. Right now, the One Health Climate Action Plan is a 60-page report outlining these 16 environmental health hazards. It also offers 30 potential mitigation or adaptation strategies for the town to implement and for the community to get involved in. And it definitely is focused on data-driven connections between climate and population. The presentation offers 3 sample mitigation strategies for everybody to look at. They range from, very small community interventions and community education to broader, transfer station, gas capture systems and deer control initiatives and those sorts of things. So I think there's something in there for every stage and for every person to get involved. And really, where do we go from here? I hope that this plan is taken and that a formal needs assessment is conducted. I think that's a requirement to be able to broaden and increase impact. I think also community input is essential. The Cape Cod Commission just did a fantastic community workshop at the public library, and they're asking residents what their greatest health concerns are, what health issues they've observed growing. I think this can help us target the areas that need the most attention. And then looking at actually implementing these mitigation strategies that are cost-effective, feasible, impactful, and that actually have an impact in the community. So that's a bit about my presentation. Thank you so much. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Wow, thank you so much. I look forward to the slides and to seeing all 16 and 30 and all of that. So I've just...
We will send that over to you guys tomorrow.
Okay. I have just 2 quick questions, and these is more process and next steps kind of things, and part of it is putting on my hat. I'm going to step aside for a second as enroll on the strategic planning committee for the town. So I would want to make sure that we take all the work you've done into consideration and align with that. But also there's the climate action plan that's happening that you mentioned that there was a presentation. But so there's other work happening in this space, and my goal and hope would be that all of the good research you've done and others have done, we can bring it all together and make sure that the overarching plan that finally is adopted by the town, hopefully in the fall, reflects all of that. So just, I'm not sure when you're stepping off and going back to Washington, but just to make sure that as a process point that we reflect all that work.
Yes.
Okay. That's my so thank you, and I look forward to reading the slides and the
Thank you.
detail. Nancy, did you?
No, I look forward to your slides and all the information that you couldn't give us today.
Thank you.
Same.
All right.
All right, did anybody have any opening statements, or I have some updates for you? We have Paige online.
Yep. Paige, any?
Yes.
Did you have any questions or comments or thoughts on the
No,
presentation?
for Cora, I thought she was an excellent speaker and she did a very good job of relaying her project, and I look forward to the slides as well.
Great. Yeah, kudos, you did do a great job, so thank you. All right, other updates?
Do you guys have any opening comments or statements or updates? I've got a couple for you.
Go for it.
Okay. First, we have a new member on the Board of Health, Hilda. She wasn't able to join you today, but she will be here in August, so that's great. We will have officially a 5-member board again. That's excellent. I believe that the search committee is now looking at the 2 alternate seats that we have to have filled. Paige re-upped, and so thank you, Paige.
Yay, Paige.
My
Thank you.
pleasure.
Big update, Cooksbrook Beach and South Sunken Meadow Beach are both now open. As you might be aware, South Sunken Meadow Beach has been closed for most of July. And Cooksbrook was closed about a week and a half, 2 weeks. But But as of right now, all beaches in the town of Eastham are open. And if anybody has any questions, they can call the Eastham Health Department or go onto the website. It has all of the results there.
And can you just remind us, and all for the record, when the testing happens and when the information's published, so
Yep.
residents are
So
aware?
our sample day is Tuesdays throughout the season, so that's just before June 1st and through Labor Day. So our beaches, our ponds, and our saltwater beaches are sampled on Tuesdays. We get the results of those on Wednesday. So they get analyzed in the lab, incubated, cooked. They look at the Petri dish. If the single count result for saltwater, I'll just use saltwater as an example, is over 104 single count, the beach closes. We get notified of that. It's not an instant close, though, because then they take a retest. If the retest comes back elevated, that's when our purview kicks in and we shut the beach down. Then they continue to retest the beach every single day until
Daily
we get a
retest.
good result.
Okay.
The issue we had both at South Sunken Meadow and at Cooksbrook is we went into what's called a geomean failure, where you take the last 5 sample results, you get the average of those, and if it's over 35, it stays closed, even if the single count result was below 104. So it's a math game,
So,
but everybody's open now, so that's good.
no, that is good. I just know that there was, people wanted
Yeah,
to be
no,
aware
and-
of how they get this information and
Yes.
to know that they're swimming
So
safely.
it gets updated every day. As soon as we know, they know.
Thank you.
I do have a question, Susan. When the beaches are closed, signs are posted.
Signs are
But
posted.
people, they go at their own risk, I suppose,
Absolutely.
anyway, because I've been told people go down to the beach anyway.
By law, we have to post the beach to no swimming.
I believe Paige might have.
Paige, you have a question?
Yes. So I have a question in regards to the testing. So is there a particular time during the tide that they take the test? Because that could have a variation on the sample.
There's a lot
That makes
of-
sense?
Yeah, yes. So there's a lot of variables. Could there have been a rain event the day before that could have washed things from the sand or the parking lot into the water? We typically do not want to take samples on a low tide. Makes no sense. Warm, bacteria-ridden water sitting there, even in the incoming tide. So that there are many, many variables, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Through the chair, it looked like some. in
Yes,
the-
I saw, would you mind coming up and just introducing yourself again for the folks on Zoom? Thank you.
Hello, my name is Stephen Kepnes. I live in 60 Saltworks. Stephen Kepnes, I live in 60 Saltworks between Cooksbrook and South Sunken Meadow. I think all of us on Massasoit Hills are extremely concerned that we lost a month. Some of us rent our houses, E-rate visitors that are paying a lot of money. We don't do that, but I used to use my beach every day. Now I can't do so. So I guess that's the reason I'm here. I hope that at some point in the meeting, there'll be a discussion, is the research being done? My understanding is that it's mainly the problems caused by sewage, which means human waste, which is pretty disgusting. And wondering if do I have to get my sewage tested? I'm glad to do so. Most of us have septic systems. Are there faulty septic? It could be 3 of them, perhaps. But research needs to be done. Obviously, I'm sure you're very concerned we don't end up next summer and losing July as well. Then people will be angry, I think. I mean, the first time, it's a problem, and we trust you to address it. So I hope at some point in this meeting or in the future, I get the confidence, and I can tell my neighbors that Eastham will be addressing this issue in a serious and systematic scientific way. Thank you very much.
So I can address that.
Yes, please.
The update today to the Board of Health was that Cooksbrook and South Sunken are now open.
I know, thank
If
you.
you would like to have the board to address a situation, if you see that there is one, you could have it added to the August meeting.
Okay,
Okay?
okay, so,
'Cause that's not on our agenda today.
okay, very good. So
Thank you.
I'll ask you or someone before I leave
Please come in and chat.
how I do
Yes.
that.
Please come
Just
in and
talk
chat.
to you,
Yes,
Susan?
ma'am. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so our community fridge remains open and continues to receive donations from the Family Table Collaborative Food for Kids for the summer food program, as well as we've gotten some lovely donations from the public. Eggs was one recently, right? Yep. Members of the public are encouraged to donate fresh food if they would like to, but if anyone is interested in donating, they can contact us in the health department. We already had Cora's slideshow. Thank you so much, Cora. A copy of, cesspools. So our plan in the health department is to completely address, or start to address this in September.
Okay.
Everybody's too busy right now, right? So what we would like to plan is get some draft updates from you guys on what you would like to see by the August meeting. We will also do some draft updates, not just to cesspools, but to some other regulations as well. So if you would like to start trickling that into us, Sam, Hillary, and myself, on what some things you would like to see. Sam previously had given you regulations from other towns. So you could update, you could think through that as well.
Yep.
So,
Just going to add that I'll resend those to you prior
That
to the
would be great.
August meeting.
yeah,
just so they're
prior
at
to
top
the
of your
August meeting. So
inbox.
our hope is by the August meeting, we'll have feedback from the board members on what, and then we'll collaborate, come up with something for the September meeting, for you guys to have a conversation at the regularly scheduled meeting in September.
Good.
It just seems a little too difficult to get everybody together more than once right now. We will have to later on when the regulations get changed, but right now, let's do it that way. Okay?
Good plan. Paige? Okay.
All right, that's it.
Yes, I'm good with that, yep.
Okay.
All right, that's it for my updates.
Okay. Anybody else? No? All right. In that case, let's move on to our first.
Just
Thank-
thank you
oh.
for finding another member for us.
That's good.
Yeah.
So we do have to do a board reorganization.
Oh,
It's
sorry, I
the,
forgot that part, sorry.
First meeting of the new fiscal year. So
So that means nominating chair and vice chair and.
nominating chair and vice chair, yeah.
Okay. So,
Okay, so may I? For the election of officers for the next year, I would ask Hope if she would continue in her role as chairman, and I nominate you for your excellent work.
all right, sure. And then in turn, Nancy, would you continue to be my vice chair?
Yes, I will.
Unless
I
Paige,
second.
unless Paige, you would like to do that, or I don't
You
wanna
ladies are doing a
exclude
wonderful
anybody.
job. You're doing a wonderful job. That's excellent. Thank you.
Okay, so
we'll
we need a motion.
motion and a second for both positions, please.
You make it.
And a vote.
Okay, I move that we elect Hope Plavin to be the continuing chairman for the next year.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Right. And then I will nominate Francie Williamson to continue to be the vice chair for the next year.
Second.
All right, and all in favor?
Aye.
Thank
All right.
That's all that. We can go forward now.
Thank you. All right, now moving on to 435 Shurtleff Road. I don't know if there's anybody here that wanted to say anything. It's looking like no, we're online. Okay, not hearing anything, my recommendation, and then I would like to hear from
Is
everybody
the
else.
applicant not here?
Is nobody moving?
No one's here?
I don't know.
We didn't get a notification then. Okay.
a note online. I don't see. So my recommendation is actually to pen this to the next meeting in recognition of the fact that the Conservation Committee will be meeting again to review this proposal. There's no change from the last proposal that we were presented, and I know that Conservation has made several requests or recommendations that I would just feel better reviewing it again after that next meeting, which is August 12th, so we can do it at our August meeting, which will be after that.
Yeah, our next meeting is August 28th.
Yeah. Nancy?
I agree with moving to continue, but I also would like to communicate to the engineer on the project and ask if given that they'll get conservation approval of the project in some form or other, I would still like to recommend that they look at moving this whole system to a part of the property where we would not have to deal with a 20-foot variance to the coastal bank. I mean,
Do you want that to be in the letter that we sent to them, that it'll be
well,
continued? but-
I agree. I completely agree.
I mean, because
If
we've
there's a
had this
way-
discussion
Yeah, I agree. If the requested variances could be reduced, minimized to the extent possible, that would be the preference of the Board of Health. Is that fair? I
Yeah.
would say all of the variances that are being requested.
Okay, do you want to make a
Okay, so-
motion and
Oh.
vote? Second and vote?
So we'll make a motion that we continue the project, the discussion of 435 Shurtleff Road till the next meeting pending the Conservation Commission and their decision on moving forward with this project. In addition, we would like to request that the engineer look at moving the whole septic system to a part of the property where they are not asking us for 20-foot variance.
Or just minimizing the variance.
Minimizing the
Because
variance.
we don't know how
This
many
one's
feet
a
it would be.
15-foot.
Yeah,
There's,
One of them is a 15-foot
yeah,
I
variance.
know, well, there's two.
yeah. So just, or minimizing the variances that
sound
are
okay?
requested.
And one, yeah.
Minimizing variances. Got it. Okay, and a second?
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Go ahead, Pansy. Thank you. All right. Next item on the agenda is 153 Brownell Road. Is there somebody here to speak to that?
Yeah, also.
I'd be
I'll
happy
ask
to
that.
do that.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. Good to see you again,
Yes?
Madam Chair and Madam
Thank
Vice
you.
Chair.
Thank
Good to
you.
see that you're still serving, and thank you for re-upping. My name's Rick Leary, and I'm the homeowner at 153 Brownell. As you see from the information in the packet, my current well is not on my property. It needs to be re-drilled. So had a site engineer, J.M. O'Reilly, come in and do the site plan. And respecting the distance from the coastal bluff and my leach field, the location marked with the setbacks is as far as it can get from those. And it's a 31-foot variance requested.
All right. Thank you. I guess if I do have some questions, but you want to know if there are any abutters here?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Was
if
there a
they're-
butter notification for this?
There wasn't a butter notification.
I don't know if there's anybody in the
The
room
other
or
one was the
online.
National Seashore.
Yeah,
Mrs. Seashore and Mr. Moot.
okay,
Yes, Mr. Moot too.
all right. So I understand the challenge of the home and the lot. After I read it, my concern from a public health perspective, as I'm sure is yours, is contamination. I mean, the regs are structured in a way to ensure your safety, so it's your water that's going to be close. So I guess I would like to explore if there are alternatives to ensure your water safety, if it's not possible to locate the two further apart. And I don't know if there's other UV systems or other kinds of things that can be done, if there's testing that can be done. It's things that, to me, would ensure your safety, given the situation at hand. Susan?
Would you like me to address some of that?
Sure.
Generally speaking, the direction of water is towards the Atlantic Ocean, as well as not in that path.
Okay,
There's
that's
that
good to know.
consider.
Okay.
There is that to consider. There is no other option right now, and the well must be removed, because it is on federal property. It is highly unlikely that municipal water supply will go down this area. So insofar as a maximum feasible compliance situation, that's where we are right now. If the board so chose to require the applicant to test the water for routine parameters every year, you could require that as a safeguard.
And I imagine that includes salinity. That's,
No, I don't think we need to worry about salinity right there. It's going to be,
I've spoken to a couple of people who said that they needed to
do it.
get other water because they were close to the shore and the water had too much salt in it. So I just didn't know if that was part of what's tested for.
So a routine parameter sample does pH, total coliform, nitrates, which are things that you would be concerned about,
I
sodium.
think sodium is
Yep.
Sodium
is
yeah.
in the test.
Yep, sodium's in there, yep.
Because
So that's the
routinely
salinity.
it could be from, salting, well, what, I don't think they do anymore, but salting the roadways in the winter, also can contaminate people's wells with salt.
So that would be my gut, I don't know if you want to respond to that, is to require routine sampling to ensure the safety of the water supply to your home. I mean, given the challenges that are here, but also given our responsibility to ensure that, the regulations are to ensure your safety and well-being, so.
That was pretty standard practice, that if you had, back in the day, before we had options for municipal water supply, and you were approving a well, if you were approving a variance from a well to a leach area, you did often ask for routine samples.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, it gets sampled when it gets put in, and a year later, for my own safety, absolutely, no problem.
Okay, so we can just put that in the conditions. I mean, I also, I have the same concerns for you. And also, I understand the old well tumbled over the bank. And you're the last house standing out there. I do understand, this is only you, this is not affecting anyone else, just you.
Correct.
Right now. Right now.
Yeah, who knows, that could change tomorrow.
It does change daily. So,
Did you have any thoughts, or Paige?
I think given the circumstances, because this is kind of, a situation that there's not a lot of options, I think that the testing makes the most sense. to be able to have some sort of a system there. I think that there's not a lot of options, and that's the best one that seems to be presented.
Okay, so make a motion. You ready?
You do.
Okay, okay. I would recommend that this requested variance be approved with the following conditions: that the permit for installation of the proposed wells to be filed by a licensed well driller, all procedures to be followed as outlined in Eastham Board of Health regulations for installation of the proposed well, that, and Susan, you can help me here, that water,
Well, to be installed and operational by August 31st, 30 days from the date of your approval.
well, that, but I want to also add in the condition about testing of the water
On a yearly basis.
following installation and annually thereafter,
Yes. At least once a year.
at least once a year.
If you wanted to put a date on it, by
Do
July
we put in the
31st.
conditions the existing well to be removed also?
I mean, that's pretty standard practice. That's on the well driller.
Okay,
All right,
okay.
second?
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Thank you very much.
you are welcome. Thank you for coming. All right. Our next view is 30 Spring Lane.
80.
80, sorry. 80 Spring Lane, I apologize.
Hi, my name is Carmen Shea from Shea Environmental, and I'm here representing the owners of 80 Spring Road, Eastham, Massachusetts. And they have an existing tank and leach pit, which are approximately under an asphalt driveway, that are H10 rated, that are not compliant at this point. So they would not pass a Title V inspection. And we're proposing a new septic system in place of that. The property is currently on a private well. Municipal water is available there, and we have, as part of the design, we will be abandoning the well and putting in a new municipal water supply, which is it's traversing diagonally across the front of the yard there and to the opposite side of the property where the utilities, come in, basically. And then what we're going to do is remove the existing tank and pit and replace it with an H20 1,500 gallon tank, which will have a fast 0.5 IA system. And that'll go to a D-box and a Title V compliant leaching system comprising of 4 LC6 chambers that are H20 as well, with 4 feet of stone on the sides, 2 on the ends, and 1 foot under. We are not asking for any increase in flow and are basically just attempting to comply so that the folks can sell the home. We are not within 100 feet of anybody else as well. So if you look, there is a butter's well, and we're a few feet, north of 100 there. And then there's the butter on the left side at 110 Spring Road, which is also more than 100, probably about 125. And that's pretty much it. We have no groundwater issues since we're probably about 20 feet above water at the sited area. And we're not within any of the jurisdiction of the salt marsh or wetlands or flood zones or anything regarding conservation as well. We did file a conservation administrative review for the installation of the water line because a portion of that work at the very lower end of the road, at the road end, is within the flood zone and within, proximity of the wetlands with a 100-foot buffer. And we've successfully been approved for that. And so this is the last leg of the journey before construction.
All right, thank you. I'm just reading through it. Any questions? Turn to my left.
I mean, it's pretty well laid out, I think, what the project is. Yeah. I have no questions.
I think this is well presented.
Paige?
Thank you.
Agreed. I think very well presented, very well explained.
Okay.
So I will make a motion to approve the project with the following conditions. No increase in habitable or occupiable square footage without Board of Health review. 3-bedroom deed restriction and use of IA technology using a microfast 0.5 treatment unit to be recorded with the Barnstable County Registry of Deeds. Secondary treatment and monitoring under general use approval conditions per DEP regulations, including quarterly effluent sampling or 2 times per year for seasonal use, for total nitrogen, BOD, TSS, nitrate nitrogen not to exceed 19 milligrams per liter. Board of Health conditions to be referenced on deed restriction. Can I just, I'm just going to take aside, this is houses to be put on the market? So we
It
don't know
is.
if it's going to be seasonal, or we don't know?
We do not.
We do not.
There was, a retired occupant and his wife there who had passed away, and he's now in need of care. And so, it's that time, unfortunately. But what a lovely view, beautiful piece of property.
Yeah.
So we leave it open-ended?
Leave
we
it
don't know.
open-ended.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
And then I assume that all this you want prior to certificate of compliance or prior to permit?
Both. Some is required as part of the permitting process.
Yes.
Some is required for the COC.
Sure.
We'll work with the installer. If you're the installer, we'll work
I
together on that.
actually am the installer.
There you go.
Okay, operation and maintenance agreement to be submitted to the Eastham Health Department and Barnstable County Health and Environment. Operation and maintenance contract required for the life of the system. Operator to report results to Barnstable County Health and Environment database or directly to the Eastham Health Department if not available. Designer to verify proper operation of the system prior to the issuance of the certificate of compliance. Final inspections and startup inspections to be witnessed by the Eastham Health Department. Finished spaces in walkout basement are not to be used for sleeping purposes. Municipal water supply connection permit to be filed prior to submission of septic installation permit. Connection to municipal water supply to be confirmed before issuance of the certificate of compliance. If existing well is to be converted to irrigation well, well will not be used for human consumption and it will not be considered potable. Any sewer lines within 10 feet of municipal water supply lines to be sleeved, blower location to be placed in a manner so as not to cause a nuisance to any abutting properties and abide by property line setbacks. Board of Health approval valid until July 31st, 2026.
All right, I'll second that. All right,
Aye.
all in favor? And Paige? Yeah,
Aye.
thank you.
Yes.
Aye.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
And we'll coordinate to get all those conditions met.
Let's wait for your signed copy here.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, you too. 255 FNO Road? All right, welcome. introduce
begin?
yourself
Yep.
for the folks.
So
Thanks.
Matt Cole from Cape Associates, owners of 255 EPANOW Road. We're seeking a nitrogen credit to build a 3-bedroom home on an empty lot.
Oh, this is a new construction?
New
This is
construction.
new construction, yep. I thank Susan for all her help getting me to this point. We've met on this just to make sure we had all our ducks in a row.
Okay. All right. No variances. I'm just going to, huh?
Pretty standard.
Pretty standard? Okay. Paige, any comments? Questions? No? All right,
Just make one comment.
yes?
With the IA system, you just make it. With the 3 bedrooms.
Yeah.
Right.
You did make it.
You just make it.
You just make it.
But you make it. There's got to be a cutoff.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, I will make a motion, if nobody has any comments or questions, which is to approve the request with the following conditions: no increase in habitable or occupiable square footage without Board of Health review, a 3-bedroom deed restriction, end use of IA technology using Advantix AX20 Model 3A treatment union to be recorded with the Barnstable County Registry of Deeds. Secondary treatment and monitoring under general use approval conditions per DEP regulations, including quarterly effluent sampling or 2 times a year for seasonal use for total nitrogen, BOD, and TSS, nitrate, nitrogen, not to exceed 19 milligrams per liter. Board of Health conditions to be referenced on deed restriction. Operation and maintenance agreement to be submitted to the Eastham Health Department and Barnstable County Health and Environment. Operation and maintenance contract required for the life of the system. Operator to report results to Barnstable County Health and Environment Database or directly to the Eastham Health Department if not available. Designer to verify proper operation of the system prior to the issuance of the certificate of compliance. Final inspections and startup inspections to be witnessed by the Eastham Health Department. Connection to municipal water supply to be confirmed before issuance of the certificate of compliance. Any sewer lines within 10 feet of a municipal water supply lines are to be sleeved, and Board of Health approval is valid until July 31st, 2026.
A second.
All right, all in favor? Paige?
Aye. Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you.
Right here.
I wanna hear. All right. Next is 420 Steel Road rear.
Good afternoon, members of the Board of Health.
If I could, through the chair.
Oh, yes?
Sorry, just, I made I messed up on the review. It does trigger CONSCOM review, the project.
It's been filed.
Okay, I just wanted to let them know I did that incorrectly on my
Because it said
review. So
not, but
it says it does not
does.
trigger CONSCOM. It does. Sorry, Dave, go
Yeah,
continue.
no, the conservation filing has been made, and the hearing is set for the next meeting because of the deadlines. Anyway, excuse me, I'm Dave Bennett. I'm representing the project at 420 Steel Road. I think Mr. Henning is in the virtual audience
Okay.
and might be promoted to a panelist in case he wants to answer any questions. This project had originally been proposed and approved as associated with an addition of a screen porch and a deck that was put onto the property. However, the septic system was never upgraded at that time. Jason Ellis provided a plan. That permit expired, and so he was notified that there was an outstanding issue with the upgrade of the septic system. However, the plan was no longer valid. So they engaged us. I had encouraged him to go back to Jason. Unfortunately, he was unable to take this project on. And so this project is now before you with some significant improvements and greater protection for the environment. This property is partially within a flood zone, and there is a 100-foot buffer zone under local conservation jurisdiction that's on this property. It is in an environmentally sensitive area, but not in a nutrient-sensitive area. The former plan had a conventional Title V system where they were upgrading the soil absorption system only. The plan in front of you is for a fully compliant Title V system with a 1,500-gallon tank, a pump chamber to provide 5 feet of separation, which in the original plan, because of the groundwater adjustment we did at the time of the soil testing, we found that it actually has to be at a higher elevation. So there are some distinct improvements here. It was previously approved without IA. This is a 2-bedroom, seasonally occupied dwelling. The client does now want to put a garage on there to move his washer dryer out of this small cottage that occupies it. And so there is a provision to tie that into the existing septic system. That does not provide any additional habitable space. It doesn't drive any additional flow. So I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have about the plan in front of you.
What about, just a quick question, is there a plan to connect to the municipal water supply?
I'm sorry, I didn't review that. The property is already connected to municipal water supply, as is all but one of the abutting properties, which has applied but has not connected at this point. That well is the protective radius falls into the corner of this property. You can see it in the plot plan. The 100-foot offset is in what would be the southeast corner of the property. The well doesn't show because it's too far away.
Okay.
On the plan that you have here, there is a 3-season room that's existing already?
Yes.
And there's a room in the 3-season room. Not sure what that is.
The plans that I provided you were the plans that were provided by the former engineer, as an as-built in order to get the occupancy permit after the construction was completed. So those were the same floor plans that were part of the application that went in front of the Board of Health, which was previously approved.
All right. And I have just to Susan, I have a question. It goes to CONSCOM because of the flood zone, the wetlands? Yes, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's at a 50-foot offset to the flood, within the flood zone, yeah.
And how? Okay.
So with this additional garage is a new building? Is that what
Yes.
it is? So, and that has a septic line running to it?
Yes.
Because
In order to facilitate a washer dryer, you have to have a waste line. And so that's going into the septic system.
Are you on an agenda for CONSCOM?
Yes, I am,
Could you let the board know when that is?
if I can remember.
Yeah, you can need your own stuff.
At the next meeting,
Is it the 12th then?
that-
August 12th?
Might be August 12th when that other one.
Yeah, the other one was August 12th, I don't know, but,
Yeah, so it is August 12th.
and And I guess I'm always curious, 'cause just in case there's any request that CONSCOM makes that may impact the request you're making of us, we want to make sure we have our ducks in a row. So we could either say approve it pending or subject to, or we could ask you to
Right,
come
we-
back
we're
at
we're
the end
not
of
filing a
August.
notice of intent. We're filing a determination of applicability
Okay,
because this is a local regulation. This is already a developed property. Performance standards within a flood zone is you can't take away any additional storage of flood space. So we meet the performance standards as far as the habitat. Because it's an already developed area, it doesn't have any real significant habitat value. It's not in an area of mapped any endangered species. It's basically a, if you've been down Steel Road, you understand what they look like down there. We are providing mitigation, and so I'm really thinking we're going to get a negative determination, but I can certainly understand the board's wanting to hear that, or maybe they could suggest that, voting contingent upon conservation's negative determination.
yeah.
I have another question. When, when you add habitable square footage, which you are doing by the addition, let's see, you're adding this, one second. So the three-season porch was added on already? I'm a little confused about
Okay.
that.
So in 2020, the property owners came to the Board of Health for an upgrade of the septic system as a result of a proposed project for a three-season room and maybe something else at that time.
It was the enclosed screen porch.
Yes,
And it was a deck,
there you go. Thank you.
yeah.
And was it what?
And
Deck.
a deck. And a deck.
Oh, a deck.
So that approval went through, the project was done, no septic system was installed. In April of this year, the applicant applied for the garage that you see now on the plan that Dave did. And through the review for the building permit, through all of our files, it was discovered that the system that was required to be put in 2020 was never put in. There was a permit filed, the permit expired, no system was ever installed. Now Dave is before you for the proposed garage that the property owner wants to put in with an upgrade of the septic system that's currently there.
But the upgrade of the septic system is what was approved 5 years ago. I mean, because it was never done.
Because
so
it was
the-
never done, right?
So it's
If I'm-
not anything more than what was approved then?
If I may, through the chair.
Yep.
It was the replacement of the soil absorption system. They were going to keep the existing pump chamber and the existing septic tank. So this is an improvement to that, where it's a fully compliant 1,500-gallon septic tank rather than a 1,000-gallon tank. And it's being pumped to the highest elevation, as far away from the resource area and the wells as possible on this property.
So,
And it's being put at a higher elevation.
so just to clarify, so you're proposing, because what was not done back then is kind of moot now. Maybe it's, so you're now proposing a new system, but since there's building on the property and an expansion of the property, I'm just wondering if that doesn't, with the fact that it's a small lot and it doesn't even, two bedrooms really don't even fit on that lot with the system, even the one that you're upgrading, according to the regulations. Would that, even if it triggered the need for an IA system, it still doesn't even fit on the square footage?
Through the chair?
Would that,
The new construction is defined by habitable space. Neither the three-room porch, sunroom porch, nor the deck, nor the garage add flow to the septic system. They're not habitable spaces. It does create additional utilization of the lot so that he can take he can store his car outside and a motorcycle outside, from the outside into the garage, so he can use it as a workshop, and so that he can move his laundry, washer, dryer out of this cottage to make some additional room within the cottage, which by the size of it is very crowded. So technically speaking, it's not habitable space, nor new construction
I
under.
think the habitable space was the three-season porch that's habitable, even if it's not a bedroom, it's living, it's using this.
Yeah, Susan?
So there's different definitions, habitable, occupiable. Habitable is a bedroom. Occupiable is the living room.
So it's occupiable.
Yes.
So it was occupiable space was added to the property, but the septic upgrade wasn't done, which seems to kind of like negate what was approved of.
Definitely okay, not okay that it wasn't done.
Wasn't-
So now we're here to rectify that.
That,
Yeah.
and I think,
And the proposal for a space that they are proposing is not habitable or occupiable, because they're, Dave, correct me if I'm wrong, proposing it's unfinished space with the exception of the washer dryer in the
Yeah.
garage?
Yeah. I
And
think they
it's
want to, think they want to put a toilet in there, yes.
And it's an open loft space in the garage?
Yeah, the floor plan should be part of the package.
Yeah.
so,
Now, there is a shed there that he was using for storage, and that's to be relocated or removed. So I think because of the construction activities that you can see where the lines run through it, it's going to be removed.
so I would also offer that in our, should we decide to approve this, one of the requirements we will make is that we see that the septic system is installed before the next step can happen.
I'm not sure
To avoid
how that
that-
ever happened.
Yeah,
tell
to
you the
avoid
truth.
repeating what has been done in the past. Is that a
Yeah,
fair statement?
We're using a different system now, so there's checks and balances.
Okay. I just want to make sure that everything happens as it's supposed to, so we don't find ourselves back here again. Paige, I'm sorry, I don't want to
No, I'm
lose you
listening. I mean-
online there, so.
No, I'm listening to everything. So I do have a question, just to be clarified. So the garage space is on the bottom, and then there's gonna be a second floor as well?
There are stairs leading to an attic that could be used for additional storage. It's not a
Okay.
habitable space because it doesn't have two forms of egress, doesn't have adequate room as far as ceiling height, so it could not be used as another bedroom or ADU or short-term rental.
Okay, that was my question.
That's you, Francie.
I mean, I don't, to me, this triggers the need for a whole new system,
An IA system.
an IA system, because there's been new building on the property, an increase in property usage, and it's such a small lot. And it does have, it's close to the flood zone, and it just, I don't know, it just doesn't seem exactly safe to me without it, but I don't, it's probably, I don't know what the, what the legalities of that are, really.
We could ask that you go back to the homeowners to ask if they would consider installation of an IA system, given what Francie just said, and also, and pen this or continue this until, A, you've had a chance to do that, and B, you've gone through before conservation.
Because even if we approved an IA system, as I said, it still doesn't even fit on the size of the lot, so we'd have to approve it with, with that in mind.
With the pre-existing nonconformity, yep.
Correct.
So I don't differ with you. I've spent 40 years of my professional life in environmental protection on the Cape. I would ask you, what is it that you're trying to protect from? It's not a nutrient-sensitive area. There's no private wells that are going to be affected. Cape Cod Bay is not a sensitive estuary with a TMDL. Coliform bacteria at the beaches is driven by surface runoff, primarily from bird droppings during rainfall, because that's where you see it. So this is, and it doesn't travel through porous media to any distance. That's why you're allowed to have 5 feet of separation from the bottom of a septic system
May I just say,
to the
because
groundwater.
I understand that, it's just that in our regulations, we have identified lots that are under a certain size as triggering the need for a nitrogen reducing system because of the size of the lot, and in addition, it really is not that far from one of our beaches, and as you could tell, there's people in the town are concerned because there's been bacteria in the bay water, and it's just it's just kind of like an overarching concern that we have.
And I understand your concern, and is Mr. Henning in the audience?
He doesn't appear to be.
He doesn't look like it, Dave.
Is it only Paige that's in the virtual attendance?
Looks like it.
Looks like there's one other member attending, but that's not the person.
I mean,
I used to run a company that operated 200 of these IA systems, and you're granting approvals on systems assuming performance when 70% of these never meet the 19 that is required. So I'm not a big firm believer in IA. I think that I would be happy to consider putting in a unit that does BOD reduction and TSS. It's an approved system, but it doesn't have the operation and maintenance burden that it is. Systems that are operated seasonally never get the bacteria or the food supply that's necessary. So I understand where you want to provide something that's better than there. And I did in this design give you a 1,500-gallon tank, which does provide additional clarification, BOD removal, and nitrogen removal over a 1,000-gallon tank. And I put the system bigger and higher than was originally approved under the same regulations that you're acting under now, and that didn't have IA. So I think the client is a little bit aggrieved by being forced to do that, but we could consider putting IA technology, a sledgehammer unit, which is approved under general and remedial use currently under the state approvals, for some improvement, but I'd need to be able to consult with my owner, because I can't do that. And
Yeah,
the cost
I'm
of these cost of the operation, the cost of these systems right now is going through the roof. And you've seen this on the chatter in Wellfleet and Truro. The operational contracts are now $4,000 or $5,000 a year. And I don't think that it's getting what you think it's getting. And I think the $170 million approved for sewering in this town is a much more effective way of dealing with that. But here we are, nothing's really changed. The same language that is in the regulation is in the regulation now. So we're kind of at an impasse.
I know, like we are, but the sewering project isn't even going to reach where this property is for, I don't know how many years.
I don't think it will, because
It's not going to.
look, you have to have a driver.
But can
If
I
you-
just say one thing? You do know that all the Cape Towns were sued by the Conservation Law Fund and that this is driving what we have to do to try to do everything we can to mitigate the problem of nitrogen getting into the waters. And, I'm not an engineer like you are, so I'm not.
I'm not an engineer, I'm a geologist.
You're a geologist.
But I am a grade 5 operator, I am a former business owner. I serve on multiple committees that are dealing with this now. and the understanding that you have, I would seem to be condescending to the board, which I do not want to be. The CLF sued the EPA and the DEP, not the towns. And it was over a case that said that it is a direct discharge. When you discharge into the ground, it's a direct discharge into the navigatable waters of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, to the navigatable waters under the Clean Waters Act. That was based on a discharge in Maui to vulgular lava, where the Maui wastewater plant was discharging into these tubes that went into the ocean. The reason where we are right now is because the state made a deal with the Conservation Law Foundation to impose these regulations on the Cape rather than to pursue the lawsuit. So with all due respect to the board, I understand that there is high nitrogen in parts of, part of that work, where we did the mapping of nitrogen, and I heard all the things about Eastham turnips. It was high density along the Route 6 corridor that was causing it. And I understand that. There is not elevated nitrogen in this gentleman's well above what the drinking water standard is, or even approaching it. I think I'd like to ask for a continuation here. Because I have to talk to my client.
Sure.
Before I give away an IA technology that I think is not called for within your own regulations. So I'd have to do that.
No.
And I've seen these other companies coming here before you today, and, you know, it's easy for me and it's easy for the board to make this requirement, but in reality, I'm not sure that it's doing what you think it's doing. I think it's driving costs, which drives energy demand, which then has other effects. So with all due respect, and please, I do not want to appear condescending to this board. I'd request a continuation to consult with my client, have the benefit of the conservation hearing.
Yep.
And come back before you with any plan revisions.
Sam, I'm sorry.
Just through the chair, I believe somebody might have a.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yes, whoever has their hand up, I cannot see from here. We'd like to hear from you.
Can we unsure it, please?
Yes, my name is Ann. My husband, Ben Hood, and I are abutters to the proposed project. I just curious, one small thing. The proposed garage is 2-story, is that correct?
It is, zoning in Eastham is based on the height of the garage. So the garage is, I want to say, 15 feet tall. I wouldn't say that that's 2-story, it's maybe 1.5 story.
Okay, I was just curious, and the square footage of the garage as opposed to the cottage, which is very cute. We look at it out the backyard. What is the difference in square footage between the garage and the proposed garage and the original house?
The proposed garage is 24 by 30. I don't know what
So
the square footage of the house is.
720, and the original house is 468, according to information online. That may not be correct. That's right. It's okay. 34 by 20.
24.
Okay, that's all. That
24
was.
by 30.
Sorry.
24 by 30.
24 by 30. Okay, thank you. That was my only question.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I've heard your request. I think then we
Make
make
a
the
motion?
motion to continue this.
I would suggest a date certain, so if Dave wants the August meeting, or
Yeah.
if you want more time.
Continue this
set a
to
date
our
certain.
August meeting, which is the 31st.
Is that after the 12th?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
August 28th is the
August
next meeting.
28th.
Yes, and again, I really want to reiterate that I did not mean to be disrespectful with my
No,
comments.
no,
Those
it's,
who are not.
fine. We are happy to hear you and learn from
We're
you.
just discussing.
Yeah, no,
Good.
Yeah,
Well, you know,
it's-
this is a different world, so I just want to make
thank
sure.
you.
discussing.
We appreciate it,
Thank
yes.
you.
And we're all trying to do our very best.
I think we're all trying to do our best job
Yep.
here,
And I as well.
and you as well.
So Dave, you're okay with the August 28th meeting
Yes.
to continue? So vote.
Okay, we need.
I'll
we have
make a
motion.
second.
Okay,
Oh,
we have
you
a
made it.
motion to continue to the August
Could,
28th.
under
Okay.
discussion, if I could, through the chair, if the applicant withdrew the garage, would there be any less consideration of IA technology?
You mean if you came before the board and said you were going to do the septic upgrade without the garage?
So it's non-conforming, continuing non, I've got the wrong words, but you're not
Pre-existing
making a change.
Pre-existing
Existing
non-conforming.
non-conforming. It really is existing non-conforming. It's exactly what it is. We're not adding anything else. We're not adding new lines to another part of the property. That might make us feel better.
Also, more expansion, yep.
Yeah. So,
Ms. Williamson?
I mean, you know, obviously, because you wouldn't be doing any additional work on the property, it would be a different situation.
Okay. Thank you very much. Did we have a vote?
oh, do we have a vote? Yeah, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
We'll see you on the
Thank you.
28th.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you
you.
for your time. All right. Next item is, where am I? 35 Kelly's Path.
How you doing? My name is Gary Kaiser, and I'm owner of Kaiser Construction, Inc., and I'm representing Andrea and Michael LIBERNO and their daughter, Lexi. And they have an 800-square-foot house ranch, and it's currently a 3-bedroom with 1 bath, and they want to do a addition on that and make 2 bedrooms bigger and put in another bathroom. They're getting older. They don't rent the house, it's just a, summer house, weekends, and they want to put a big bathroom in, so it's handicapped access, a shower, basically, with a curbless shower. So currently, the house is 800-something square feet, the addition is going to be like 600, so the total, I'm sorry. So the total house is going to like 1,400 square feet, all in 1 story, so pretty small. It's the first time I've been before the Board of Health for anything like this. Any questions? I don't want to keep rambling on, wasting your time. But the septic system's been inspected. There's no other variance. This is a review requiring. There's no variances. All the neighbors have been notified, and yeah, I mean, they.
All right. Before I get ahead of myself, are there any butters here? The room or
There's
online?
no variances, so
Well, they were notified, so just, since
sometimes.
people come, I want to make sure we hear everybody's. I did have, no new variances are triggered. But there were 3 variances previously.
Yep, the 3
Um,
variances were.
What are they?
5 feet from the proposed leach area to the lot line, 5 feet from the proposed SAS to another lot line, and no reserve area. So no wells, no big ones.
All right, and you're connected to municipal water, so, okay.
My only, and those were all approved at the time of when they were proposed,
Yep, on October 29th, 2015.
15. So, and it just says last septic system was in 2020, inspection? Is that
We
correct?
just had inspection
Oh, you just had
last
the
week.
inspection.
Yes.
Sam says it's passed.
Passed, okay.
Excellent.
And do I owe you money for the,
Sam says you're good.
okay, thank you.
All right, I do not have any questions.
I don't either.
Paige?
No questions.
So, can I make a motion to approve this project
You
as
may.
submitted?
You may.
With the following conditions. No increase in habitable or occupiable square footage without Board of Health review. A 3-bedroom deed restriction to be recorded with the Barnstable County Registry of Deeds, Board of Health conditions to be referenced on deed restriction. Septic, that was done, the septic system was inspected, and the report was submitted, and the approval of building permit application, subject to submission and, well, this happened. The approval was subject to the septic inspection report, which has been submitted, so that's not a condition. And the Board of Health approval is valid until July 31st, 2026.
All right, second?
I'll second.
Oh. Whoever. All right, all those in favor? Deputy Page?
Aye.
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 Aye. All right,
So much, ladies. Have a great
yes,
night.
thank you. All right. Okay, next up is 135 Luther's Lane.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I'm Tim Brady from East Cape Engineering, and this project at 135 Luther's Lane is to remove an existing 3-bedroom cottage and to construct a new 3-bedroom house with a new septic system with an alternative treatment system. This was all approved by the Board of Health just 1 year ago, and that approval is about to expire. The project is finally getting around to the point where there's going to be some construction, and so we're here to extend or renew the approval from a year ago.
All right. I do understand that there's going to be a new something to the garage.
There's been a changed, there's a dormer proposed on the garage.
Does that make any,
No, it's still, if you look on the plans, it's still listed as a storage area over the garage. It changes the look on the outside a bit.
okay, so it's just for kind of visual appeal, it's
yeah.
not going to
Yep.
change the occupiable or habitable
Correct.
space. Sorry, go ahead.
Why are they not connecting to the municipal water?
It's not required, and
Required, no.
and it's not, there's no variances necessary in order to keep the existing well. So they're going to keep their well.
Paige, any questions?
No.
Lena?
Nope.
Any more questions for Nancy? No. All right, go in our circle. Okay, so we're going to, since nothing has changed in terms of the last approval, I will recommend that we approve basically the extension, but it's a new approval. So the conditions will continue as follows. No increase in habitable or occupiable square footage without Board of Health review. 3-bedroom deed restriction and use of IA technology using Advantix AX20 Mode 3A treatment unit to be recorded with the Barnstable County Registry of Deeds. Secondary treatment and monitoring under general use approval conditions per DEP regulations, including quarterly effluent sampling or 2 times per year for seasonal use. For total nitrogen, BOD, and TSS. Nitrate nitrogen not to exceed 19 milligrams per liter. Board of Health conditions to be referenced on deed restriction. Operation and maintenance agreement to be submitted to the Eastham Health Department and Barnstable County Health and Environment. Operation and maintenance contract required for the life of the system. Operator to report results to Barnstable County Health and Environment Database or directly to the Eastham Health Department if not available. Designer to verify proper operation of the system prior to the issuance of the certificate of compliance. Final inspections and startup inspections to be witnessed by the Eastham Health Department. Any sewer lines within 10 feet of municipal water supply lines are to be sleeved. and the Board of Health approval is valid now until July 31st, 2026.
Second?
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you all
right,
very much.
thank you.
Oh, thank you.
You left with us.
All right. 45 Mallard Lane. Next up,
Is anyone here for 45 Mallard Lane?
It looks like somebody's raising their hand online.
oh, okay, excellent.
Hi, good afternoon. We are Ben and Tiffany Welsh with BMW Builders, representing Joe and Paula Mistretta at 45 Mallard Lane. We have an application in for a renovation proposal, also with the addition of a new garage that has no additional habitable space. We have conservation approval, but it did trigger a variance review from the Board of Health.
Okay, so this property, this is on Widow Harding's Pond, is that correct? Am I
Yes.
reading that right? And this is, the existing septic system was put in place in 2004?
Correct,
So it's 21 years old,
yes.
which is a little worrisome. I guess I'm going to go to Francie's comments earlier in terms of having a property on a pond, which we want to protect in terms of nitrogen release, and to the extent possible, where possible, have IA or there are other technologies available in place to reduce the nitrogen release into our pond waters. Is that something that the homeowners, as part of these plans, has talked about, or you've talked about, or would consider?
We haven't talked about that. It did have an inspection in 2016, and it did pass.
The what? I'm sorry, what did you say?
It was inspected in 2016 and it passed. The septic.
In
16.
2016,
Yep.
which is a number of years ago already,
Yes,
like 10, almost 9.
yes, yeah. So that's my honest concern.
I would just say the same thing. This property is being expanded. An expansion of a property triggers a review of the septic system, and given exactly where it is, right on the pond, I feel that I would recommend having an IA system installed.
The owner is on. He's Joe Mistretta. He's here.
Okay,
If he wants to say anything to
yeah,
that.
absolutely. He's-
I'm here. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yes, thank you.
Hi. I don't know why my camera's not working, but
That's all right. That happens.
yeah, technology. I'm in a hotel room in Flint, Michigan, so it's not so great anyways, but yeah, I guess I've listened to the whole meeting tonight, and I understand the IA stuff. Again, we're not increasing habitable or occupable space. The variance was based on the size of the lot. The well variance obviously is no longer applicable since we're on municipal water. It's mostly just seasonal use. Certainly would love to have the system tested again and see if it's still working fine. We're not increasing the flow requirements on the system. It's still just a 3-bedroom home. That's, IA system, just like the previous gentleman, two people ago, the cost is probably something that it would probably kill this project at this point. We're just trying to get a little more garage space and increase our bedroom size downstairs so that as we do get older, we have a comfortable space so we don't have to be upstairs. Yeah, that's where I stand right now. I don't know if you guys would be happy if we get it tested and everything's still in working order, since it was 2016 when we bought the home. So yeah, it's been 9 years now, but yeah.
I completely understand and sympathize. We're just trying to balance and achieve some equanimity in terms of what people can do and protection of our ponds. So maybe another test is wise. I would guess that's, my understanding is systems are 20 to 30 years in life. Is that correct? So this system is probably near the end of its useful life anyway, which no one can predict, obviously, when something will go. And when it does go, it would need to be replaced with an IA system.
An IA, yes.
That would be required because of your proximity to the pond.
Correct.
So that's just something to think about. It's kind of, that, I don't know if you're kicking the can down the road kind of thing, but just to think about that as you're doing, investing in your home. Should the system fail just because of his age, you will be facing putting in an IA system, and then there's kind of no choice.
The property is not in line for a connection to municipal sewer.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a tough place to be, I understand, but I just want to consider all potential.
They do have another about 11 years left of the system.
Okay.
And that would probably help quite a bit with putting money aside for the new IA system when it's upgraded. They are really expensive.
Oh, understood.
Would we be able to just test it for now, and assuming it passed, it would be okay?
If I could suggest that you could make a motion to continue. They would have an opportunity to chat with each other.
That's what I was going
Come
to
back at a
suggest.
date certain. They don't have to make a decision on, yes, we'll put in IA, or we won't put in IA.
No, that's fair. So if you're okay with that, maybe you can test the system, have a discussion, think about things, and then come back at our.
Is testing the system with a positive test going to change the outcome, or does it not
Just give
matter?
us all time to think about it. I don't know, because I don't know what the outcome of the test will be.
What do you say test? Do you mean septic inspection?
No.
What do you mean by test?
Well, they would inspect the tank.
No, I mean, part of a building project anyway is, even on a regular septic system, is the whole system has to be inspected by a licensed septic inspector. So if you want to do the cost of inspecting the system and then come back to the Board of Health, that's fine.
Okay, so
They are asking you to discuss IA.
Okay. We'll get the system inspected and go from there.
It was last inspected in 2016. That was 9 years ago.
Yep. So then we can continue, and we're putting a lot of things on August, but we can put it on the August agenda.
Okay.
Just one quick question.
Sure.
If we get it inspected and everything's good, do we have to wait till the end of August? Or can we, bring it in front of, just bring it?
Because our next meeting is August.
28th.
Yeah, we only meet once a month.
I mean, I think we are agreeing that we can't really approve this project today in any case, because we would want to know the results of the septic inspection, and we would really like to give you time to look into putting an IA system on the property.
Okay. So I would,
Hello?
yep, question?
Hi, so I just wanted to make a
Oh.
suggestion, and it's pretty much along the lines of what you're saying, is that I think that a full inspection by a really reputable company will really give a good idea of the condition of the system, and based on that information, then see if it's feasible, if a new system is really needed, or is this system sufficient? Because they really are not expanding the footprint and the use of the property. I mean, I get it because it's by the pond, but if the system is functioning well, then I think that that is something that needs to be taken into consideration until the test is done. You can't even have the conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
I mean, I do, we'll go back to what I said before, that it's, the increase in building and use of a property that triggers it coming before the Board of Health to begin with. So that we do look at, the functioning of the septic on that property.
Absolutely, yeah.
So,
All right. So should we make a motion just to continue till our August 28th meeting and review the outcome of the septic inspection?
Okay.
That's
Yep.
fair?
Thank you.
Thanks, Katie.
All right.
okay, you make a motion?
Oh, I'm making a motion.
Okay, I'll second it.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Paige?
Aye.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, guys. See you in August.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Where am I? Number 9. 575 Nauset Road.
Thank you, Jason.
Hi,
Hi.
for the record, Jason Ellis representing Christian TERMYN and Amy LEHRBERGER. Christian and Amy, Christian's here in the audience. They're actually in the process of purchasing this property. This is a cool property. It's 7.4 acres and right off by Doan Rock. It's an old antique house. It has an existing detached garage, and then it also has a cottage on the property. And there's a pond on the property as well. So the property currently has cesspools. There's a single cesspool for the cottage, and there's a single cesspool for the main house. The property is already on town water, so there's no well here. And what we're looking to do is install a new septic system to upgrade the cesspools as in conjunction with the sale of the property. Because it is an environmentally sensitive lot due to the wetland on the property, we're looking to install a Renco Advantech system, a 2-pod Renco. And we're utilizing a 50% reduction, which is allowed under general use with that system, with the size of the leach field. The leach field would be pressure dosed. There's 4 bedrooms in the main house currently, and there's 1 bedroom in the cottage. We did design the system based on 8 bedrooms, just in case they decide they want to expand or do an ADU in the future, that they wouldn't have to modify the septic system at all. So if you did do a deed restriction, we'd hope that maybe we could get an 8-bedroom deed restriction on that, just so they wouldn't have to come back and get a new deed restriction or rescind it or whatever. But it's pretty straightforward, and if you have any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them for you.
It's beautiful.
It's an awesome, it's an awesome
amazing.
property.
Congratulations. I did have, does Historical Commission have to review this as well?
Only,
How does that work?
I think only if they were going to be doing construction work. They're not proposing any construction work at this
Oh,
time.
okay. I
It's
just didn't know, because it's,
So you're built 1700.
yeah, so I didn't know if just generally they reviewed things. I don't know, it's a
Yeah.
question.
Christian's already met with Peter McDonald over there, the architect. So they're looking at possibly making some changes in the future. Christian and Amy are looking, they live in California. Christian's father lives across the street on Nauset Road. And then Amy and Christian also have another property down at the end of campground. And they're actually looking to move here and move their family here and live here full time. So this is just a really cool property.
I was gonna say, beautiful place.
Yes.
My question, Jason, is, so it says that 6 of the acres are in conservancy?
Yeah, so there's basically an acre of 6.4 acres of the lot are in a conservancy restriction. So it's a conservation restriction, so it can't be touched.
So their buildable area
Is limited to what you see on the plan there, just that little 1 acre portion of it, the rest of it.
The green,
Yeah. All right. And so, and this, just to confirm, this system is for the main house and for the cottage?
Correct, yeah.
And for the proposed additional 3 bedrooms someday.
Someday.
Yeah, if they decide to do like a garage with an ADU above it or something like that in the future, they just didn't have to want to change the septic around again later if they decide to do something.
With the IA that they're proposing, that gives them the nitrogen credit. To clarify Jason's comment about the deed restriction, we have in the past done a total of number of bedrooms that are proposed. You would do a deed restriction for what they're asking for right now with the possibility of more, but the sort of caveat is that if there's any changes, you have to come back anyway. And that's when the deed could be updated.
So we would do a 5-bedroom deed restriction
With the
today?
possibility of 8. That's how I've done it most recently.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Did you want to say something?
Good afternoon, board members. We're, as Jason said, my wife.
Just introduce yourself, I'm sorry.
I'm Christian Termyn.
Thank you.
And we're under contract to purchase this property. It neighbors my parents' house, which is a house that's been in my family since the late 40s, early 50s. My grandmother lived there, my great-grandfather lived there. It's in the park, and it's a postage stamp of a house, and my parents will be there when my dad retires, and so the opportunity to purchase this is something that we felt we couldn't pass up. I mean, it's a property I've enjoyed walking since I was my earliest memories, so we're really excited about it. With respect to the bedrooms and our potential plans for it, I mean, we don't know. This is an incredible historic home that our goal is to preserve. I cannot stand up in the bedrooms. I'm 6'4", and my head touches the ceiling. So our intentions are to move here with our almost 3-year-old and almost 1-year-old, but in order to make this property work for us, we need to consider, some modern addition to the old home. So we have no idea what that looks like now, but that's sort of why we tried to scope a system that could give us some flexibility without removing bedrooms from the historic home, which it's our intention to preserve. So, but without you having seen the property, I would emphasize that these are not bedrooms in the traditional sense. I would say they are like closets, so.
Well, people used to be smaller.
Yeah, power to them, but.
you also get shorter as you age.
Yeah.
If you wait long enough, you might fit.
I've
No.
got a long way to go before I fit in these, so.
So, no, that's why I asked about the Historic Commission, because I know it's an important property from a historical perspective, so. All right, before we move on, Paige, any questions?
No.
Makes sense to me.
Francie?
I mean, no, you're incredibly lucky, and good luck to you.
Yeah, it's.
And I have to say that I think everybody here is happy to have these properties preserved, because the first thing I thought was that I was thinking, oh my God, is this subdividable? But then I saw that it was under conservancy. I mean, it's just, looks absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
And, thank you for contributing to the preservation of Eastham.
Yep, and I'll say that we've enjoyed walking the property with the Conservation Foundation and Henry Lind, who holds the restriction, and we're really on the same page with them about our objectives for the property. And I mean, we have big ideas for invasives removal and other, work to enhance its habitat value. So it's really important to us to come before you with a proposal we feel good about.
Okay.
So,
All right.
who
You
wants
wanna
to make
go
a
for it?
motion?
Go
I'll make
for
a
it.
motion to approve this project as submitted with the following conditions. No increase in habitable or occupiable square footage without Board of Health review. 5-bedroom deed restriction and use of with, wait, how am I supposed to say this, Susan?
What?
5-bedroom deed restriction with
8 possible.
with 8 possible bedrooms, and the use of IA technology using Advantex AX20 treatment unit to be recorded with the Barnstable County Registry of Deeds. Secondary treatment and monitoring under general use approval conditions per DEP regulations, including quarterly effluent sampling or 2 times per year for seasonal use for total nitrogen, BOD, DSS, nitrate nitrogen, not to exceed 19 milligrams per liter. Board of Health conditions to be referenced on deed restriction. Operation and maintenance agreement to be submitted to the Eastham Health Department and Barnstable County Health and Environment. Operation and maintenance contract required for the life of the system. Operator to report results to Barnstable County Health and Environment database or directly to the Eastham Health Department if not available. Designer to verify proper operation of the system prior to the issuance of the certificate of compliance. Final inspections and startup inspections to be witnessed by the Eastham Health Department. Any sewer lines within 10 feet of municipal water supply lines to be sleeved, and Board of Health approval valid until July 31st, 2026.
I'll second that. All right, all those in favor, Paige?
Aye.
Aye. All right,
Thank you very much.
you're good to go. Best of luck, congratulations.
I'm sure we'll see you again at some point.
You can invite us all for a walk. All right. I knew I had a pen under here somewhere. Oh,
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right, next item, we've cleared out the room, is 29 Bayberry Lane, which is a request for a reduction in effluent sampling to be conducted twice a year. I would offer, based on the numbers we're seeing, that looks fine. It's been,
there's nobody here for this property, I guess?
Doesn't look like it.
no,
So my only comment, again, is that I'm assuming this is a seasonally used house, but it is like right on the beach, and it's on Cole Road Beach. And I am wondering, I mean, the system looks like it's functioning fine, but what if, I'm just worried about a what if. Because if you see where it is. So I was wondering if perhaps we should have them continue the 4 times a year for add another year to the monitoring, just to be on the total safe side because of where this property is located.
Well, alternately, what we could do is to have a review after the decrease has gone on for a year or so, and then just see if anything changes. You know, as long as it's within our legal, what we're supposed to be doing, if it's within our regulations, you know, fear of what could happen is not necessarily what we should be doing. But we could build in another review at some point to see how the reduction is going.
So they did oh no, they didn't. Okay. The samples are really good. The system is performing. Contrary to what someone else told you today.
Yeah, I know.
The system is functioning. Yeah.
So,
I do understand Francie's concern, given the location of the property. It's right on the bay. The fact of the matter is, though, you approve this system, the board at the time approved this system. They are eligible to request a reduction after 2 years of sampling that we've been monitoring, which we have, and it's more than 2 years.
and you would,
I guess you continue to
you
monitor it.
continue to monitor, and if you see something
For
askew.
twice a year.
Yeah,
As opposed to the 4 times a year.
right.
Okay.
So-
I would never suggest removing it completely.
It looks like Paige has.
Yes, Paige, sorry.
So, based on the results and also what Susan said, I mean, they've been sampling for over 4 years and everything looks consistently well. And it does look like the system is working very well. I mean, if they continue to do it twice a year, I think that, and then we'll know if there's some sort of a like unusual change. I think that that's much more, I think it's very reasonable to grant this.
Okay.
All right, so I think we're on board for allowing reduction to twice a year. Is that right? So, all right, so we're going to recommend that we approve the reduction request with the following conditions. Effluent sampling that can be conducted 2 times a year. And what have we been saying? May and October? I can't remember.
May and September.
May and September?
Yeah.
May and September, okay. And the effluent sample results are to be uploaded to the Barnstable County Department of Health and Environment IA database or forwarded to the Eastham Health Department if not available. The property owner is to maintain an operation and maintenance contract for the life of the system.
Second.
All right, thank you. All in favor? Paige?
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Slow on the uptake.
That's okay. We've had a lot of things on this agenda. All righty. So we're moving on to the minutes, April and June meeting minutes. Does anybody has people reviewed, and do you have
I review,
comments?
I just have a question.
I'm sorry. I think I made a mistake on the agenda, but there's supposed to be the March and the June minutes.
And I'm just reading it. So wait. I'm
March
looking-
27th and June 26th.
Yes, but on the agenda it says
Oh,
April.
on the agenda.
Sorry about
Okay.
that.
That,
I know.
all right, got it. Go ahead. You had a question?
Oh, my question, just as a follow-up, for the minutes from the 27th, for the first,
July ones?
March 27th,
March.
the first review, there was a question of the number of bedrooms you were going to do a walkthrough, Susan? You were supposed to confirm the number of bedrooms for this case, and also they were supposed to submit a revised plan with the following conditions we requested. Number 3 and number 8. I just wondered if that was done.
Yeah, usually we do that as part of the permit.
Yeah?
So the permit wouldn't be issued unless we
Unless there was-
had all of the things, and one of them is the walkthrough. It does not look like I've done it yet, I just looked at my schedule. So they may not have submitted the permit yet, so that's when.
But they have till March to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they have until March to either come back to you for
comply.
a re-upping your
Right.
approval or start the project. Start the septic project.
Okay, those are my only comments.
So, should we want to make,
I'll
oh,
make a
Paige?
motion to
Wait,
approve the
Paige,
minutes.
Paige, do you have
No,
comments?
I'm fine with everything. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as recorded for March 27th, 2025.
And I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Abstain, okay, one abstention. All right. I didn't leave them open. So,
Because you were absent.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's why.
So we don't have any other business unless anybody does.
Wait, we didn't approve the next
we
minutes.
have to do the other minutes.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, we're moving through. Do you have any comments?
You were.
Okay. So
Were
wait,
you
which, I
absent
didn't
in the
do
March
that. So this is June meeting.
June.
All right. Any comments on the June minutes? All right, in that case, I'm going to make a motion to approve of the June minutes as submitted.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. All right, they are approved. And then I do have two quick things. I know everybody wants to get out of here. Of other business. Nauset Road, Oak Leaf Road, the fines were supposed to be imposed, or you had 30 days from the last meeting, and that's like yesterday, or something of the sort. Any update on that?
Yes, Hillary has been meeting with all of the parties, and she'll give you an update next month.
Okay, excellent. Okay, and then my last thing is 157 Brownell Road. Any update on that?
Conservation is now taken Conservation is issuing fines. I don't know. There's been no update.
Okay. Okay, those were I'm just trying to, not to lose things
I appreciate
in the
it, yes.
ether that we opined on at some
Okay.
point in the,
It's continuing.
it's continuing, and we'll get an update on Nauset Road next month.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Is there any other business?
Nope.
Paige?
Nope.
Motion to adjourn?
Okay, motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.